What's up, guys? Jeff here at slapofthebass.com. Welcome back for the weekend bass lesson. Today we're going to talk about picking hand techniques. So if you're right-handed, that's going to be your right hand, and if you're left-handed, that's going to be your left hand. Now the first and most commonly used type of picking on the bass guitar is called finger picking. In finger picking, you want to kind of hang your arm over the back of the bass like this and let it hang freely. Then you're going to use your index finger and your middle finger and alternate between those two, like this. Now it's really important with these two fingers that you make sure that they're relaxed when you're picking, because if you try to hold them too stiff, it's going to sound like this. And you're never going to be able to get any kind of fluid, consistent sound. You can see there that you don't have to use much force to make the note happen. The harder you pick, the more likely of a chance you have to make your string buzz. So I'm going to pick really, really hard for a minute and show you what that sounds like. And it doesn't sound very good, so you want to keep a consistent, fluid motion and try to connect your notes as much as possible. See how much better that sounds? Another thing that I'd like to point out is that when I'm playing on the bottom strings, I'm also anchoring my thumb on the top string. Now a lot of people like to anchor their thumbs behind the pickup or something like that, but if you use the string, you're actually muting your string so that you don't get any extra notes ringing out. Now there are other types of finger picking that incorporate muting, but we won't get into that today. Now I'd like to move on to the slap, which is my favorite type of picking technique. There are multiple types of slapping techniques, but for this lesson we're going to use the most common, which is called the standard technique. Now we're going to use this part of our thumb, the thick part, to slap the string. You want your wrist to make a motion like you're turning a doorknob. You have to hit the string and pull off of it quickly. Now notice that I didn't leave my thumb down on the string. That's because if you try to do that, you're going to end up muting the string and you won't even make a note. It'll just sound like a click. And there's nothing wrong with using that technique if that's what you want it to sound like. For instance, I used it there as like a percussion type thing. Now you can't talk about the slap without talking about the pluck as a bass player, because they're used together so much. They're like brother and sister. So when I say they're like brother and sister, I mean they're used together all the time. So here's just a common example. So to pluck, you want to take your finger and put it under the string and pull up on it hard, and you'll get a popping sound. And you can use both of these fingers to pluck with. Now I would talk about the pick, but as another YouTube bassist so eloquently put it, the pick is illegal. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow the link in the description, and remember to slap at the bass.